Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Frequency 140. As always, I'm joined by Mr. Sean Bennett over here.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and today we are going to do the reaction video. So
Mm.
the weekend is finally passed. The fight is finally over. We finally got Jake Paul versus Iron Mike Tyson. And wow. Like
Y-
this
Yeah.
was this was not what I wanted for sure.
No, we were wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was
Completely.
way wrong.
I admit that.
So I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you, bud. Here's what I think actually happened: is like when they initially made this fight, everybody was thinking, okay, well, 54-year-old Mike that went against Roy Jones Jr. is going to be fighting Jake Paul, right? Which is all the initial excitement that made this fight happen. Well, unfortunately, Tyson had that stomach ulcer and had
Hmm.
these health
Hmm.
issues. And I think what happened here is unfortunately they were so bad they kind of swept it under the rug here to make it seem like it wasn't that bad when it really, really was. And that's why we got like a 40% mic out there that night.
Uh,
And I think it was due to probably Netflix saying, hey, we'll still do the fight, but we got to do it sooner than later just in case, because we don't want to postpone this thing a year like it
right.
was probably supposed to be.
Right.
And that's why we got this kind of fight that we got. And I truly do believe that maybe Javier Cordero, who was Mike's training coach, or went to like Netflix or Jake's team or Jake Paul himself and was like, look, man, this was way worse than we thought. Like he can still train, he can still look good, but you're not going to get 100% out of him. And but they had to keep it going because of the money build and everything, all the money behind it. They had already rented AT&T Stadium.
Yep.
Like, I mean, so I think this was just an unfortunate event of circumstances that happened here.
I gotta agree with you, man. I'm not saying that it was by any means a fix or an excuse. But I will, like we talked about, I will say that that watching that pre-match interview,
Mm-hmm.
even with the nice butt shot that we got, props,
Yeah, well,
Mike.
I hope we can
Props,
pop that
Mike.
up. That
Um,
was the funniest part of the night.
yeah,
That was some WWE shit there ever was.
I could tell that that just something's off, and he
Mm,
just he was there. He was there to do the job.
yeah.
He was there to put on a show, to
Hmm.
entertain, to make the commitment, and I respect that. But I
Absolutely.
agree with you. I think that this was, I think his health was a little bit more underscored than what it should have been
Hmm.
due to the professional business side. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
money's
agree.
the name of the game, and you're absolutely right. And
Yeah.
like I said, I respect Mike Tyson not only as a professional in this sense of saying, look, I know I'm not where I should be, but I'm not going to not do it because I know what all's on the line for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
I really
agree.
believe that.
Yeah.
And so I much props. And I mean, again, no excuses. I loved his response.
Hmm.
He
You saw
was,
the response from Instagram or
yeah,
the
yeah.
X response. Yeah.
Again, like even though you come away a loser, you come away a winner. I mean, if that's where his mindset is, and he's not making any excuses. He's saying, "Hey, I just wanted to prove to myself and be able to show my kids and my grandkids this is what I did, and what I do, and your entire legacy is based on this." That's the truth there. And I mean, his family's entire legacy is based on Mike Tyson in the boxing ring. And I think for them to have an opportunity to see that, you know, win or lose was very cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. And
I agree with you.
you're right,
I just
man.
think
That's a good way to look at
I
it.
think I think it could have been handled, but at the same time, you've already postponed it once. And yes, I believe all parties involved were like, we cannot push this another year because in another year you're gonna be 59-year-old Mike Tyson with health issues and things
Yeah.
that are kind of going
Yeah. And then
down.
I mean, they're lucky they got the Texas
Yeah,
Commission to
yeah.
even approve this in the first place.
And
I
I was
mean,
totally wrong. I mean, I did. I thought, and it's not that I'm down. No, by no means do I doubt Mike Tyson. By no means. But I was totally wrong not understanding and again in the hype because they're going to keep the fight going. Just how sick he may have been, or you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
because
or
he just didn't look good,
no,
man. Because I mean, like, let's take a look at this real quick, bud. All right, so we got this. This is when he fought Roy.
right?
Look at him.
Yeah, he's moving. He's got some
I mean,
spirit.
he's doing all the things Mike Tyson should
Yep,
do.
cutting off the ring, getting inside. Finding his angles, and he's I will say this though, looking at this though, Not only do I think his health was better, but also I think he was more anticipation of no offense, but another world champion,
Mm-hmm.
another fighter. I don't think he trained for Jake Paul the way that he trained for Roy Jones Jr. I just um, yeah,
I,
different dude, different. 4 years is a big difference, and of course everything he went through in
yeah,
June. But yeah,
but I
if
mean,
that dude would have
even
showed up, it would have been a completely different fight.
I agree. I think it would have been a very competitive fight. I think they wouldn't have had to have some kind of these like provisions put on there,
Right,
like of like okay, well just don't knock him out,
right.
but, which I don't think Jake could have anyway, to be honest.
I don't think. I think he
I
would.
think he could have got the technical,
Yeah,
but
again, because I mean, there was no defense there at the
hmm
end. I agree with you. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, I guess I mean that's about it because I mean there really wasn't much else that happened in that fight, y'all. I mean
Not for
I'm
that
not
one.
trying to like down
It's
it or
just
anything like that. I mean it was if there's any silver lining here, it was great to see like my little brother and like my little cousins and like finally get to kind of experience what it's like to anticipate a
a
Mike
big fight.
Tyson
Yeah,
fight,
yeah, yeah.
like a real
Yes,
fight.
yeah.
This, and no disrespect to like Tyson Fury and all those guys. I mean, they definitely have their own auras and stuff,
Hmm.
but this is Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
When Mike Tyson fought when we were kids, dude, the world stopped spinning. Everybody watched it.
It was an event.
And like now, I mean, he's still got that drawing power. They
Right.
released the numbers, man. We'll have them Tuesday in full, but the early projected numbers right now is 60 million viewers watched it.
And see, that goes into the next
That's
thing,
incredible.
right? That needs to be discussed as well. Is okay on this on the other side of the coin, Jake Paul.
Hmm.
Like I said, I think Jake Paul right now is, you know, in he's basically promotion wise regarding promotion. He's Vince McMahon on steroids. He
Yeah,
knows how to promote an event. He knows how to get the crowd going. He knows how to hype them up. He knows how to piss people off. He knows how to
hmm
get people
he's
enthralled. I
brilliant,
mean, he
whether you hate him
understands
or not.
promotion, right?
Yeah.
What I do think now from going forward, I think that the world in general, sports world, boxing world, okay, we're tired of exhibitions. If you want to be a boxer, then be a boxer because you've done enough to show that you have a skill set and have an understanding of the sport.
Hmm.
Let's be a boxer, like a real boxer. Let's get in there. Let's start working through the circuits, working through the classes, the different, or you know what I'm saying. There's this all. These are exhibitions fight. At the end of the day, these are exhibition fights.
Yeah, that you can pretty much control if you
that
need
you
to.
you you
You
set
control
your
the
own rules.
narrative.
You set your
Yeah.
but if you want to be a full on fighter and you want the ultimate total respect of, hey, I want to be considered a great boxer, then you got to get in there and actually box against other boxers. Yes, you boxed Mike Tyson, but you boxed a 50-year-old Mike Tyson that was not at 100%.
Yeah.
And if more props to you, you won, congratulations. But if you're going to hang your hat on that and say, well, that's what makes me a great fighter, that's not the one to do it
No.
with.
Nope. I agree,
So,
buddy. I completely agree. He needs to do that.
mhm.
So you want to put our tinfoil hats on for just a second?
Okay, here
All
we go.
right.
I
So
like this. This
all
is the
right.
all right.
All right. So there's a bunch of people out there saying like, this was all staged, it's fixed, and to a degree, I think some of it's correct.
Right.
However, let's go WWE storyline on this one.
Okay.
All right, let me walk you through this. All right, so Jake Paul starts out under Mike Tyson's card
Okay.
at the Roy Jones fight, right? He's fighting a basketball player. I forgot the name now, but he knocked him out pretty
Yep.
cleanly. Well, afterwards, he started calling out Conor McGregor, and he called out one other guy named Canelo Alvarez,
Yes.
which he needs to stay far away
Yeah.
from.
Do not do that
Yeah,
at all.
but okay, so
Now wait a minute. No,
keep Canelo in mind, though.
hang on. So let me go back. So did you say Jake Paul
Yeah,
started out under Mike?
yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first pay-per-view event he
That was
had.
okay.
As far as
Okay.
I'm aware of, he
Okay.
may have had something with his brother Logan,
I,
but
I I think okay. And that okay.
yeah.
Now you're
So yeah, all right. So
okay.
let's go
All
through.
right.
So Jake plays up the bad guy, right? He
Right.
beats all these champions that people love and respect and adore through UFC. Well, then he becomes the ultimate villain by taking on Mike Tyson and winning.
Okay.
So now he's Doctor Doom. Now he needs a Reed Richards. So who is it that comes to save the day for Mike
Uh
and
oh.
avenge Mike? Canelo Alvarez, the person he wanted in the first place.
man.
So, I mean, I can see the conspiracy theory here, guys. You see what I'm saying? Y'all need to watch more pro wrestling, man. I'm telling you.
I,
Like,
I, I, I can see how that's going to lay out, but honestly, if at this point, if Canelo, if he goes along with something like that, I think
no,
I think
I
the
mean,
I think the
I think that will be real. I don't think you can buy off Canelo
that's what I'm
necessarily.
saying. I you know
And
this
honestly,
that
I didn't really think you could do it with Mike, but I think since he got sick,
Yeah. So I don't.
like,
I would not. That. I mean, no offense. That's just a straight up joke, dude.
like I said,
There's no way that.
tinfoil hats on, baby.
I get that.
You
I
know.
mean, but Canelo, because that's what I'm saying. Canelo is a bad man.
Yeah,
He is a bad.
he
He
is
is the
so
baddest
good.
man on the planet right
Right
now.
now, he is. Yeah,
Okay. If you've never watched a Canelo fight and how he carries himself in the ring and how he goes about his just he is a that's he's a fighter. He is a
yeah, he's a
professional
fighter's
fighter.
fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, that's man. If that did happen, wow,
Oh, I guarantee you, because I mean,
dude.
because okay, so again, to put a little bit more spice on that conspiracy theory, Canelo wants a boatload of money to do this, which I don't blame him.
Yep.
If he's going to fight Jake
Oh
Paul,
yeah.
he might as well get paid, right?
Right.
I mean,
You
so,
got the money to pay
but
it,
yeah, well,
man.
now you do, but you also got the platform
That's
now.
right.
And how do you get that platform first? You get Mike in it, because that's the only reason they would agree to do this.
Right.
So now it's very possible that that fight could happen.
I, I would
So
love.
it's a puppet master blocks in its right place.
Well, what about this? Now that we're talking about that, now you kind of got me down on down that path. What if we went the opposite direction instead of professional boxing? Because I read this theory online today too. What if Jake has become the main villain over all this, that, and the other, and decides he wants to go into pro wrestling?
Oh, I'd be all right with
Okay,
that. Yeah.
right. But then to avenge, you kind of work Mike Tyson in, and this, that, and the other, and you got the DX connection and all these things, and you could have like Logan Paul versus Jake Paul with Mike Tyson and Logan Paul's corner, and oh man, there's so many things
Yeah.
you can do
There's
story like
drama.
right, dude. Oh my.
That'd be a good. You could put that on the WrestleMania bill, but not
Okay,
one main
I'm
event.
gonna put this out there right now. If that does occur and anything like this goes down, please consider the fact that
We said it
we were on
first.
top of it. We
Yeah,
kind of okay.
we
Let's
Scooby
yeah.
Dooed this
Hey
shit.
hey. Okay. So if y'all need any type of ringside attendance and or broadcasters or live podcasters, please frequency 140 is readily available and ready to roll.
That's right.
Okay.
It ain't hard to find, y'all.
No, we're not. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
look at us.
Yeah, true. You can spot us anywhere, especially old people.
I
they,
know,
they
right?
always spot
That's
us.
what long cares.
It's like, damn
But
hippie
my
bastards.
gray though's helping me out because I'm starting to relate and understand. They kind of they don't look at me as harshly anymore. They see
Oh,
the
really?
gray. They're just kind of
Yeah. Like,
welcome. Okay.
yeah, I ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
And they still look at me like, what the hell happened to our future?
Damn hippie.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a bath.
Yeah.
Right on. So
Start
what?
throwing soap at me.
So not to take it too far along, but of
All
course
right,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
other great fights.
Yeah,
Other
yeah,
night.
absolutely.
Well, we had other fights. There was one great fight of the night, and I hope they got paid a bonus for it. And that's the young ladies. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
women.
Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor
That
Part
was
2, man.
that
It
was a
was it lived
fight.
up to
That was
every
a
bit
fight,
of
man.
expectation.
I said
Just
it
as good as the first fight.
just as good, but I said it before. These two women like each other, and I think it was definitely one of the dirtier fights that I've seen in a long time. But I do appreciate the fact that for the entertainment purpose that the ref was like, y'all gonna get something tonight. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a fight because they could have stopped that many times for just
Oh yeah, with
that
that
you
cut
you
that
know.
Serrano had, I mean, I'm
But
surprised they didn't.
I mean, the headbutts like at least five headbutts, just blatant, just right there rubbing up against it.
All right, so
That's all it is.
I
Just
gotta ask you, Sean. Do you
yep,
think Serrano got robbed? Because I do.
I do.
Yeah, I think that's a general
I
consensus.
think so.
And nothing against Katie, man.
Nope.
She's a hell of a fighter, but I mean, Serrano won that night.
Yep.
She had her.
Yep. I mean, I think that's why we saw what we saw.
Hmm.
You get to a point of desperation, and you're trying to any type of angle you can to keep a hold of something, and and so
Yeah,
that's what it is, man. But
yeah,
it definitely it from my mind, best fight of the night.
yeah. I mean, if you felt disappointed by the main event, just go watch that.
That's right.
If
That's
you
it.
could have, with the Netflix buffering issues.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that's another thing. Netflix got
yeah.
to get
Y'all
the
gotta
stuff together.
figure
Come
that
on
out.
for the next time. We got to figure that
Yeah.
out. Yeah, the whole interview segment, like I said, with the Lennox Lewis and the Vander Holyfield and
Hmm.
Holyfield. I mean, here you have a
I know,
two-time
poor
former world
Holyfield.
champion or Olympic, medalist, and here he is. They Mike just goes out, or earpiece goes out. So he's just basically sitting there like a duck dead in the water. Just okay, well y'all, I'm here.
Hmm.
And bless Lennox Lewis trying to answer his own questions, but mediate in between of what everybody's saying. It was a bit of a chaos. So yeah, they need to sharpen up on some things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, I hated seeing some of these crappy teenager people online being like, "Oh man, Tyson sucks," and blah blah blah.
Uh,
He's a soup can and
mhm.
all this other crap. And I'm like, dude, y'all don't know. Like because like and like oh he tarnished his legacy. I'm like this is not going to tarnish Mike's legacy at all to
Okay.
me.
Well, all I
Like because it's not the first time. Like even Muhammad Ali came back in 1980, did
right.
an exhibition match with Trevor Burbick, who ironically enough was the one that Tyson would
Tyson
beat.
beat for the first. Yep.
But and he looked terrible.
Yep.
I mean, like, and he was Parkinson to set in at that point, and he could barely throw a punch, hardly at all.
Right.
But when you talk about Muhammad Ali, you don't talk about that.
No.
When this is going to be the same
Why
way.
would you? I mean,
Yeah.
that's how much of a legacy. Same way Tyson. Now, why would you talk about the very few
Mm-hmm.
you know
Rough spots.
rough
That.
spots
Yeah.
when the entire career, the entire legacy is nothing but greatness.
Yeah. I know he was incredible, and
And
he's going to always go down
and I'll
as.
say to these youngsters out there, and I say that now, I'm a camp, whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you play sports, you participate, you're an athlete. Well, do that as long as you can. As long as you can, be a baseball player, be a football player, be a boxer, be a wrestler, be a track star, whatever you wanted to be, a cheerleader. I don't care. Do it long enough to where, as you get older, maybe at one point or another, you'll come to realize that the body is what the body is, and no matter how smart you think you are, how great you think you are in the moment, the body does what the body does, and
Mm-hmm.
it dies, it deteriorates. So if you are a athlete and you're doing, your sport that you love at 58 years old, and you're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling any pain and you're kicking butt all over the place, more power to you, right?
Absolutely.
But until you're in that position and you're not 58 years old trying to, and again, we're talking about boxing, I really don't think you have a say so in any of it. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, but to call someone a soup can or to toss someone to say Mike Tyson sucks is just one of the most ignorant things I think I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that he's past his prime. You can say that he's over the hill. You can say that he's this, that, but you cannot say Mike Tyson sucks. And
No,
you damn sure
and
won't
you
say it
don't
to his
get to.
face.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
End of story.
yeah, I mean, with that being said, man, I mean, Mike, like, he will always be a legend.
Always.
I mean, no matter what. I mean, the two most famous boxers of all time is Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. There
Right.
ain't nothing anybody's gonna do about that.
Mm-mm. You
And
can't
like,
take this away, and that's the thing people don't understand. I mean, these moments, they're minuscule moments compared to the legacy of these men that
yeah, when
that
you go watch,
changed the sport.
yeah, when you go watch the wrecking crew that he was in the '80s. I mean, a man that held the belt 4 years basically,
Well, you tell me.
fought like 15 times in 1 year,
That's what I'm saying. So you tell
like,
me, and that's
and
another thing.
demolished
Yep,
him.
that fights as many times as he had throughout the year and demolished them. Because if you watch fighters today, there is not a dominant fighter like Mike Tyson.
No, and there ain't ever gonna
Somebody,
be again.
and the way his style was when he was in his prime, there are very few fighters that from the ring of the first bell come after you.
Hmm.
That was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
They
Oh
just
yeah.
attack. He just didn't. That's not the Mike
And
Tyson we got because he's older. He's not at 100%. God bless him. Much respect to him. It's what it is. But
yep.
you can never take anything away from Mike Tyson and what he's done in the sport of boxing.
Nope. Absolute legend, man.
So,
So yeah. With that being said, y'all, I hope you enjoy this
mhm.
aftermath video. So please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Check us out on
Ding ding.
Instagram at F140Pod, and you can check us out on Patreon at F140 Podcast
Mhm.
and Spotify at Frequency 140 Podcast. And with that, I'll send it to you, Mr. Bennett.
Well, brothers and sisters, we appreciate any and all support that we get from all these videos. Thank you so much for continuing to watch and hang out with us and listen to just kind of talk. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what we do.
That's what
So
we do.
thank you.
Yeah.
Um, I will end this as always. Geeks, freaks, and nerds unite. Let's take over the world.
Peace.